So we have a new subject that we need to understand is the grain orientation. If I had the tree parallel to the lathe bed, the grain orientation would be this way, and that would be when we're doing a spindle or many times a hollow form. But now we've got the grain orientation going the other way. We have the grain running perpendicular to the bed of the lathe. And there's an issue here of downhill to the grain or supported fibers, lots of different terminology for it. But we want to have supported fibers that while we're cutting these straw-like fibers of the tree, that when we cut one, the one underneath it is going to support it. And then we cut that one, the one underneath it, each time is supported by the one. Okay, so we have to go from the middle of the bowl to the rim while we're on the outside. All right, let's look at my hand and pretend these little fibers are the straw-like fibers of the tree, and I'm going to go downhill to the fibers. When I cut this one, that one's there to support it. When I cut that one's there to support it. What if I go backwards? Then I'm going to each time I'm going to tear out just a little bit of torn out grain going the wrong way. All right, let's reinforce that a little bit by a little trick here that I use to illustrate this concept. Let's get a real tight close-up on this. I'm going to push downhill to the grain fibers, right? That's downhill or supported. Each of those straw-like fibers are being cut off with support from the one underneath it. Now what happens if I turn around the other way and try to cut? Besides cutting my thumb, it would split the pencil, and it would be real tough to do. It would be a rough cut if it would even cut at all. All right. Now I'm going to add one more element to this, and I'm going to go the same downhill to the fibers, but I'm going to turn my knife on a 45-degree angle and then go downhill. And if I can get a place where my knife is sharp, there we go. I'm going to peel off a fiber now. Peeling, slicing, whatever term you want to use, downhill to the fibers is going to give me a much cleaner cut than if I do just a straight cut. All right? Now let's go back over to our wood and look at what the tool is doing on the wood. Okay, since we've put the tool rest about on a 45 degrees to the bed, and I'm still going to use the pushing cut, and we're going to have the bevel lined up parallel to the tool rest. And now we're just going to start taking this corner off here, and all of this airspace is, we're going to catch up on that bark and take that away so that we'll have the roughed out bottom shape of the bowl. Okay, so let's turn the lathe on. Shut her off here and get the tool rest up close. And let's go back and talk about the pencil. And I'm going to refer this many times throughout the tape as a pencil trick. And the wood now is coming down this direction. And I'm going to put my tool on the tool rest. Flute pointing in the direction we're going to travel. We have to go downhill to the fibers. We have to go from the foot to the rim. And I've got a 45-degree twisting angle that starts to get my sweet spot. All right, what's happening to the little tiny fiber right at the tip as the wood gets cut and the surface is left behind? It's on a 45-degree angle. My tool is on a 45-degree angle, so is that last little sharp edge. Let's do it in slow motion. You see the peeling action of that tip? That's my pencil trick. The direction is downhill to the fibers on a 45 degrees. All right, there's my pencil trick. Okay, so let's finish cleaning up this bark. downhill to the fibers, 45-degree twist.